It's the Memphis Sports Network. WMC Memphis, WMFS HD2 Bartlett Memphis, WMFS FM and HD1 Bartlett, WMFS Memphis, ESPN 790 AM and 92.9 FM ESPN.
The views and opinions of the hosts or guests of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the management or staff of Intercom Memphis.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this April the 15th, and that means... Well, it not only means that there's that Frank Barton is in the studio, because it is his time to be in the studio. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Larry, and good morning, everybody.
But what does April 15th signal normally? It's tax day. It's tax day, but they're giving us a break, right? And, don't they have it till Monday or something like that?
Yep, the 18th.
All right, that's Greg Ratliff. I just want to make sure that he has a voice, and he spoke his Blackhawks hockey shirt over there because the playoffs have already begun for them. The Grizzlies will begin their playoffs tonight against some team from San Antonio. So Frank was at the last game, and we talked about it being a D-League game. So stick with them, fans. Right? It's a whole new season now.
Playoffs are different basketball. Everybody, if you've ever been to a playoff game,
yes,
you understand it's different.
Yeah,
it's a lot of different atmosphere.
Kind of like opening day of the duck season. Everybody's all fired up.
It's pretty close to that.
It is. We've had all the preseason out of the way, and it's the same way with turkey hunting, which I have not been yet. My back is much better. Physical therapy has done it, and I did survive the Gaston's media gathering. We had about 16 writers from all over the United States, well, from Kansas to Florida. A great time. I enjoyed it. We caught lots of fish. First time I've ever been over for 3 days that I fished that much. But, of course, that's not the major topic to talk to on today's show. We've got to get with Frank for the major topic. He knows.
Major?
Yes, it is major. It's major for you, isn't it?
We're getting there.
Okay, now we're getting there. Sounds like a coach, so
that's exactly
you haven't lost
that's
any.
exactly what I am. I'm a coach.
You haven't cut your lineup yet, but the store on Mount Moriah.
It's close.
It's close. You were here, a month ago? And it was close.
About 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, you were here.
Out of order.
Yeah, so the new store and it will include
Indian motorcycles, Victory motorcycles, Slingshot,
yes,
and the full gamut of Polaris off-road vehicles.
Okay, and it's located in
5715 Mount Moriah.
Okay, it's right in there in the heart of the ATV land.
Yep.
But he is the biggest, I think, of all of them at 48,000 feet or so square feet. No, it's big. It is how many? How many square feet?
It's a little over 12,000 square
12,000 square feet, and it is a little difficult. Now, Frank has stores in Forest City, he has in Jonesboro, and he also has of course, across from the what?
Talking about West Memphis,
yes,
across from Southland Park Gaming and Racing, we all call the Dog Track.
The Dog Track. now. So you've opened 3 stores, but this is your first Tennessee store. So, but it's going to have the Indian motorcycle, and I wanted to really. This is Mid-South Outdoors Report here before we get it, and we have some great guests on today's show, including the great Jackie Smith. Let me tell you about that. Talking Hobie Boats. Of course, he was the first tight end inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame, but he's also the marketing man for Hobie Boats. And then we're going to talk ScentLok. I don't know. I've just got in front of me a pair of ScentLok socks. And I'm looking forward to talking to Nick Andrews. He's the Vice President of Marketing for ScentLok Technology. And that's been kind of a thing that I want to talk about. And then there's the new book out by Bobby Cole. You folks know out there Bobby from
Biologics.
Biologics from Mossy Oak. And Bobby has written a new book called, of course, if you've written a book, it's new. Okay. Bobby has written a book. This is from my newspaper days. You know, the words that you do not need to use. Jump out, things like that. Grand Slam homer. It just brings it out. A Grand Slam is a homer. Okay. All right. Anyway, Bobby has written Silent Approach, and that is another in his series this will be I've got them all, I guess, and so it's author of the Jake Crosby series. We're talking to Bobby, and then we'll talk turkey with the one and only 7-time national turkey calling champion Chris Parrish out of Centralia, Missouri. A member of the Nightingale staff, and if everything goes right, at the end of the show, we will be getting a report from the one and only gray-bearded adventurer. You've been here when he's been in the studio, haven't you?
I have.
Yes, and he's quite a man. That's Dale Sanders from Bartlett. I talked to Dale before the show today, and he's hoping to get a signal from 6,000 feet up as he traverses the Appalachian Trail. He will turn 82 in June, and if this is another accomplishment from the man who paddled solo from source to sea on the Mississippi River, and he is trying to become the oldest person to ever do the AT Trail, as we call it, in 1 year. So we're going to talk to him, but we've had conversations with Mr. Barton over here about, I wanted to talk to him a little bit about today. This is that time of the year. The weather is, other than rain, we've had some great weather, and I'll talk to you more about my trip to Gaston's. But the Indian motorcycle, I've had some people ask me that are young. They may not know the history of the Indian motorcycle, Frank. So tell them a little bit about this. There are some other competitive motorcycles out there, but this is the This is
funny.
the one.
It's kind of funny you should bring that up. If you go to the Indian of Memphis Facebook page.
Oh, there you go.
I've been posting every day.
I got to go to that.
Kind of a chronological history of the of Indian motorcycles, and right now we're let's see. Today, when I post it today, we'll be in World War II.
Really? Okay.
We'll be in World War II.
Can I get back and can I read the ones before that?
You can go back and look. And
okay,
see,
I want to. All right.
And go back in. But Indian is actually the oldest American motorcycle company. It predates that other outfit up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by about 18 months.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about, give us a year count on this. What are we, the first Indian, are we in 75 years? What do you think?
Oh, we're in like 1909.
He's making a real face here on radio.
I can go back to my Facebook
right?
page.
He did do that, didn't he, Greg?
I go back to my Facebook page and look at it.
He did a face, didn't he? Okay.
Yeah, I made a face.
This is a man, Frank Barton. You know, you have been associated with this radio show a long time. He's going to, while I'm talking, he's going back and look. But he's kind of like me in that I like history. He's got some great things on the Sultana. You've been involved in that, and you've posted some history things on those too. Right.
My personal Facebook page right now is starting the story of the Sultana. I started it on Saturday.
Yes, you did.
And I'll be doing something every day this week, or every day for the next several weeks, actually, up until April 27th, which was the anniversary.
The
anniversary of it, and so we'll be telling. I'll be on that I'll be telling the history of the Sultana and everything, a little some personal sides of it, and how it sent me on a journey to learn about my ancestors. And the role and a role that
that the Bartons played
that they played.
Because
with that particular event. So
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's
well,
cool.
Thank you.
It is really cool. And how do they go to that page to find out? What is your?
Well, it's just Frank Barton.
Just Frank Barton. Just Google Frank Barton. Go to Facebook and look for Frank Barton.
Right.
Be a friend. You want to read this?
I don't think I've got my. I don't know if I got it where I may only have it where friends can look at it. I don't think my page is public.
Oh, it's not public?
I don't think it's public. I have to go back and look.
But Barton Power Sports is public, right?
Yes, very much so.
Very much so public. But, of course, I was at Gaston's with the writers. We caught lots of trout, lots of rainbows. This is a great time to go to Gaston's in the spring. The flowers are all blooming. It was green. The baby eagle is on the nest flapping his wings. The river was low. The river runs through it, and they had minimum flow a lot of times. But we got up early on Tuesday morning, and they had a lot of generators going, and we caught some 23s, 24. I was in a boat with a gentleman that caught 3 19-inch brown trout. Of course, we put them all back in to be caught again, but great experience. And at that time of the year, and this is probably I can't tell you how many motorcycles were at Gaston's. This is this
a great place to ride.
It is. Well, it's just there was a great place. It's a great time to ride. So,
1897, by the way. I went
1897.
1897.
Okay, that's a little before me.
When,
that was a little bit before me.
Indian first started.
And the Barton family goes back. Have you ever traced your family?
Oh, yeah.
So what? The Barton family goes back how long? Where?
I can go back with them to 1780.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Wow. And they were the great-great-great-grandfather, Frank Barton, rode the first Indian motorcycle.
Why don't we get on Outdoors with Larry Ray?
I just like to talk about this stuff. It's your time, buddy, and it's interesting to me and those of us. But anyway, we're going to take a break, come back. Frank's had his history lesson with me on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we'll be right back and get to the guest part.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry.